Hey guys, this is Sandra the Goat Lady. Here I am starting week 5 of bravenly using bravenly products in my daily life, right? So let's do a little update. You see my picture right here. You see the jawline, it's much thinner. My skin looks a little bit more vibrant. Of course, that's also my skincare product. So just wanted to let you guys know so you can see the visual. I brought up the video or a picture of the video from the first video I posted. All right, what has changed? I'm still doing really well on the bravenly products. I have no adverse reaction, which anybody that knows me knows that when certain things I take, my body reacts to, especially if there is chemicals in it. I haven't had any adverse reaction or throw ups or anything. So that's one. Second of all, because I've been taking the burn and the rush on a daily basis, I can tell you I lost 5 pounds. I didn't lose more because I started doing exercises, and anyone that has done exercises, they know that muscles weigh more than fat. I have trimmed down my belly and my hip though. Since for a week now, I've been measuring it, and within a week, I lost 1 inch. Believe it or not, 1 inch of the belly fat, the belly, and the hips, which I thought was huge just in that 1 week that I measured. So right now, I'm still currently drinking my Rush. It's my lunch, believe it or not, because once I drink the Rush, it's like my Ozempics. I'm not hungry. I don't have any cravings. I feel full. Um, I prefer always intermittent fasting, which helps my brain function anyway, um, which I usually leave a fast for like between 12 and 16 hours. Works great for me. So 2 meals a day works perfect for me to still have the energy, still get everything done, don't have any headaches, which is great. So I usually snack in between, maybe eat a couple quail eggs, boiled quail eggs, or a fruit, but I really am not that hungry. Also, what I started doing just recently, and it dawned on me why I haven't started it earlier. On Saturdays, when I go to the market, loading up, setting up, breaking down, unloading, that's a lot of weightlifting, you know, which usually always my neck and my shoulders would feel sore afterwards. A lot of muscle aches after the next day on that Sunday after the market. And sometimes, if it's really bad, I would have a slight headache all day on that Sunday following the market. So I started 2 weeks ago. I was like, I have this hydrate. Why don't I just see how that does after the market? So when I get home, I mix it up and I drink it, and no issues the next day. I feel regenerated. I feel good. I feel I want to go. I have no muscle aches. I have all the vitamins and minerals that my body needs to make it another day. So I started doing that, and it works. Also, when I do yard work, I started afterwards or during the yard work, and usually when those yard work, when you have a farm, it may take 4 hours for you to do actually complete all the yard work that you need to have done that day. Um, so there's a lot of lifting, a lot of pulling, a lot of squats involved. No muscle aches that evening or the next day, which is very, very pleasant surprise right here. So the hydrate really works well as well. The gold I use actually 2 or 3 times a week. I don't have to use the gold every day. However, I am giving the gold now for about 2.5 weeks to Cherie, our oldest goat. And anyone that has visited our farm has noticed how much more she was in pain, how less active she had gotten. And when she would walk, you could tell that she had to get stabilized first and started walking, and she had a limp with it. Well, I started using it, and of course, you can't give her the whole scoop of the gold. What I did was I did a quarter scoop, and I'm telling you guys right now, there's nowhere where it says recommended for animals. However, I know my goats, and so I wanted to see what if that would work for her. And trust me, I have tried other things that I have concocted, like the wild lettuce, which is great for pain. However, she's one of those, she will pick out where the medicine is and she will eat all around and leave the medicine. So she's one of those that um, it's really hard to give any sort of herbs or medication for anything she has. And she's 70 pounds. So she'll take you for a ride if you have to pretty much put it in her mouth. She does not like it. And as much as she's in pain, she'd rather be in pain than take medication. So I took the risk. I said, you know what? I'm going to mix it up, make it more like a paste. So maybe sticks to the food, mix it up and see if she eats it. And she did. She didn't cleanse, she ate. After I did it for 3 or 4 days, I started noticing she was walking better. She was getting up faster. I'm like, okay, so let's see what else happened. And so within a week, her being on, when she would stand because she was in pain, she would have her head down, just, I guess, thinking on how to get rid of that pain, how to ease that pain, not to move. Okay, this is the spot I can stay. I just stay like this, and the pain is easing up a little bit. Well, that was not good because the goat's supposed to have their head high up. So what I did was, what I started noticing, like a week in, she no longer stood like this. When she stood, she had her head high up. When she walked, she had her head high up. And now it's been like 2.5 weeks now, almost 3 weeks, and she has her skip back, her swag back in her step. She graces more, so we're going to continue giving her the gold because it works. So if you have a dog or other farm animals or so, you may want to check into the gold. I just started giving the gold to Blue. He's not as old as Moishery, but he was having, as a child, he got injured on a knee, not in our farm, a different farm where we bought him from. And so he has that one knee swells up periodically, especially when the weather changes. So I started giving him the same amount of gold as I was giving to Cherie. He also has reflux. So a lot of times when you come out, you may see like some spit right here because he's burping up, that reflux. And he hasn't had that. So he's been on it now for a week and he has not had that reflux issue, which is very pleasant and probably makes him feel much better. So this is the update on the gold. Gold still works for me. So what am I taking? In the morning, I still take the Adapt, which is my mushroom blend. And trust me, I will not go without. I did one day without, and I did not like the way stress made me feel. Stress, I didn't realize that when I have stress, first of all, I want to eat. Second of all, when I have stress, I feel tense all over my body and I feel aggravated and I lose my cool very easily. With the Adapt, I don't do that. So I definitely take the Adapt in the morning to prepare me for the rest of the day, and then I take a burn. I don't have the burn extreme yet, but I think I'm going to do my next step is the burn extreme. Um, so the burn helps lose weight, gives you the energy, and also suppresses hunger. Um, at lunch, I take a burn and my bravenly rush, which is my Ozempic. It carbs my appetite, and then at night I don't take nothing because I don't want to get extra energy, which the rush does. So I could take probably a Trift if I need sleep aid, but trust me, I can sleep very well. I go to sleep very easily. So I don't need that. However, I also want to mention something about the Ignite, what I noticed. So I can take the Ignite. However, I have ADHD and medications that I take, I have an adverse reaction, let's say. If it's non-drowsy, it makes me drowsy. If it's drowsy, it puts me in a coma, so to speak. Haha. But anyway, so when I take the Ignite, most people get that energy rush. They get that energy to get the day going. It lasts throughout the day. When I take the Ignite, I my brain, my ADHD brain just wants to go really quiet. And because of the caffeine in it, it really relaxes my entire body. I just want to sit back and, stare and just, let the world just happen. So that's not the purpose of Ignite. However, I have tried it out with a friend, and she has the same adverse reactions as I do, and it did the same thing to her. And she says, "Oh my gosh, I think I can actually meditate now. My voices in my head are just so calm. I can relax." And you could visually within 30 minutes, she kind of like just slumbered in the couch, and she goes, "Okay, this is nice. I like that." Where if you're not like me and you take the Ignite within 30 minutes, you just like, you go, you're this little firecracker and just goes. So the effect of it is very quickly and very nicely. And I enjoy taking the Ignite if I need to. However, most people enjoy because it gives it that energy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. I will continue doing the weekly updates, and every month I will post the first picture compared to what I'm doing now and how I'm looking now. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And by the way, if you need samples, I do have samples that you can purchase so you can try it out yourself. You can swing by the storefront, or you can also come to the Gretna Market and get some samples. So, yeah, I'm super thrilled. I'm still very high spirited on the bravenly products. They make me feel oh so good, y'all. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye.